social media. Whether those words bring you joy or they make you cringe, it's a reality of today's online business world. So how do you maintain a social media presence for your business without letting it run your life? Social media schedulers. And that's what we're talking about today. By request, today we're going to be looking at one of the many options that are out there, the Meta Business Suite. So stick around. Hi there, I'm Kelly, your tech-savvy business mentor. And today we're talking about the Meta Business Suite. So the Meta Business Suite is a social media scheduler that was actually put out by Facebook, now called Meta, right? And they originally put it out as a way for business owners and creators to manage their business page without necessarily having to go all the way into the Facebook app. It gave a lot of functionality that regular Facebook didn't have, like the ability to kind of schedule things in advance, to see some analytics and things like that. As Meta has grown and started to encompass Instagram as well, we've seen them kind of rebrand and create a completely standalone app that allows you to not only manage your Instagram and your Facebook, but be able to kind of cross-post and cross-schedule. So we're going to take a look at it today, specifically because of some of the functionality that it provides that perhaps other social media schedulers don't. And primarily that would be because of the fact that it is more native to the social media apps that it is connected with, that it's scheduling into. So we're just going to dive right into the tool and take a look around. Okay, so Meta Business Suite. So full disclosure, I have used this before, which is why my accounts are already connected, but this is not my scheduler of choice. Primarily, I would say because I really don't use Instagram much myself in my business. Honestly, I don't really use Facebook or Instagram very much in my business. So when it comes to scheduling for my content, I'm typically thinking more along the lines of Pinterest and stuff like that. So I'm really not very handy in how Meta Suite or Meta Business Suite works these days. It's changed a lot. So I do, however, have, if you've ever been to my website, I do have a Facebook Messenger chatbot on my website. And so when somebody does interact with me there, it does come here. So that is something that I have used in here. But number one, I can say it looks very, very different from when I used to use it. When I used it originally, it's back when it was the Facebook Pages app that I mentioned, when so there was no Instagram in there at all. There was only your Facebook account. And so it was very simple in that way at the time, because you were literally just interacting with one thing. And I liked that because of the fact that it was very easy to get distracted if I went in via Facebook. It's very easy to get distracted by my own newsfeed and things like that. So I liked that this brought me into a very focused place where I could interact with my social media accounts for my business. And I believe that's still the case. So, you're tied to your business, which is then going to show whichever accounts you have linked to that. So it lets you kind of come in and see all of this stuff directly, which is great. You can see here, like my most recent post at all on Instagram is back from September, and Facebook is even further back. So just not something that I choose to use in my business. But it's still very, very useful. And if you are primarily or significantly using Instagram or Facebook business pages for communicating with your customers or putting out your content, then this seems to make a lot of sense, especially considering the fact that it's free. So let's look around a little bit, because honestly, I can already tell that there's a whole lot here that I have no idea what it's there for or what it's meant to do. So let's just look around. So clearly on our homepage here, we're getting a taste of, our more recent posts and the interactions that they've had, comments and all of that. So that's kind of cool, giving us a little bit of kind of like dashboard analytics there. So that is great. I'm going to just X out of that. Okay. So we've got a to-do list here, which is kind of nice. So checking unread messages, comments, and other things that may require your attention. So that is kind of cool, especially if you're someone who does get a significant amount of engagement on your Facebook or Instagram. It can be really time consuming in their apps respectively to go through all notifications and, interact with things that actually need to be interacted with and ignore the things that are just kind of fluff notifications. Because as we all know, when anything happens on any post that we've interacted with, especially on Facebook, we get notified about it unless we take the time to turn it off. And so there tends to be a lot of stuff that is just not, it takes focus away from our business time, if that makes sense. So I do kind of like that idea that you could come in here and see just only the things that are connected to your business accounts that you need to interact with. I do like that a lot. I'm seeing a few more insights here. I gotta say, it kind of makes me laugh that this is saying that my Facebook page reach is up because I literally haven't touched it since June. So that's just funny. I would be curious to see, let's see, number of people who saw any content from your page or about your page, including posts, stories, ads, social information for people who interacted with your page. Yeah, see, I mean, this is funny to me because I don't know why anybody would interact with it. I don't put it anywhere. But who knows? It's still nice to have these kinds of insights here directly and knowing that we can also go in and see even more insights if we choose to. Yeah, see that that still surprises me that there's any reach from that page at all. That just makes me laugh. Anyways, but that's kind of cool that they have all of that and that they have all these insights and things like that you can directly look at. And benchmarking, I'm guessing would be, let's see. Oh, just comparing to other businesses, I guess, that are similar. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Content overview. This gives you an idea so you could see there's nothing to compare. But if I had been posting, it would be great to be able to see like really quick at a glance, like what things are doing well versus things that didn't do as well and be able to compare for myself, what's different about the content that was doing well or did get a lot of engagement versus the content that didn't, and how can I bring that approach to future content. So I like that a lot. A lot of other social media schedulers, well, I don't know. I would assume that places like Hootsuite and now I'm forgetting some of the other ones that are Buffer is another one that are out there probably provide some level of analytics as well. Personally, I am currently using Canva for my scheduling, but like I said, it's mostly to Pinterest, and I don't think that Canva has any insights like that. So I could see how it would be really beneficial for, the one place that you're going in to schedule and create all your content would be the source of truth as well for your like insights and analytics and all of that. That seems very helpful. Yeah, no activity. Okay. So let's go back. So we've got notifications. That's pretty straightforward, right? Telling you, and this is combining Instagram and Facebook. That's one thing that I have to say I haven't been a huge fan of what I've been seeing. When I do come into here a little bit is like all of these messages right here that are saying that they are Facebook related. None of them are Facebook. These are all Instagram messages. So I get a little bit confused when it shows the Facebook icon there, because then it's like I could go to the wrong place or whatever. So I don't know. That's a little bit strange to me because they do clearly have both of them. So I don't know. Maybe someone can help me understand if they know why that is happening that way, if they have more information about that. Okay, so inbox is just going to show messages. I'm not going to click out of that because I don't know what's in there. There might be something private that I wouldn't want to share publicly in there. Giving you also, let's see. Oh, okay, so posts from similar businesses that you can look at and see. Okay, see, how are any of these similar businesses to me? Like, I this to me, I would love to know where this algorithm is pulling this information. If anybody that's watching this uses Meta Business Suite and has more information about all of this kind of stuff, please tell me in the comments, because it cracks me up that this is the kind of stuff that's coming up here, because I don't post anything about anything. Like, none of this looks even remotely related to what I would be posting about. So yeah, that's very curious to me. But yeah, so it looks like you can see some more analytics and stuff here for posts and stories. And I guess here you can create stories. So on posts and reels, was it letting you create here? No. Oh, yeah, up here. You could create a story, create a reel, create a post. Okay. So this is like their creation center. So let's look at that. Let's see what we can do if I wanted to post actually post something on my feed. Okay, so welcome to the new post creation experience. It's now simpler and easier. Gotta love that. Let's, you know what, we're just gonna get started. I'm not gonna watch their tour right now. Oh, I guess I am. I could do an A/B test. Oh, that's new. That's cool. So you could do that in email marketing platforms a lot, where you can do A/B testing, or it's called split testing, where you try two different types of something in your email. So same content basically, but where you change things up, like maybe you use a different subject line or something like that, to be able to see what kind of engagement you get from one versus the other when the content itself is exactly the same. So it's kind of cool that they're giving that capability here with social media. Although I don't really get how that works, how it chooses who sees what type of content. Use different text in your Facebook and Instagram posts. Oh, okay. So, well, that makes sense because, excuse me, because, well, that makes sense because the way that you would want to format your content for Facebook and Instagram is different. So, makes sense that they would have ways that you could do it differently. You could schedule it. That's great. And then easily boost if you want to pay to advertise your post or promote your post. Okay, so let's see what we can find. Add photo. All right. You know what? While I'm here, I'll do a post for this this past week's episode of the Success Through Community podcast. So, okay. So then I'm going to go ahead and just type in here. Did you hear? I just launched my new podcast with my business bestie, Jolene. Here is this past week's episode. Go check it out wherever you listen to podcasts. Okay. So let's see. Add button. Businesses like you get more messages when they add a send message button. Don't totally know what that means. Okay. Let's just keep it the same for both, because I'm not going to put a link either way. So let's do that. And then I am liking how, okay, so this is showing how it will look on the Facebook feed and the Instagram feed. And I guess on the Facebook feed, you can see how it looks on mobile too. Cool. Okay. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. I don't really get where this whole send message button went. Was that for Instagram? Oh, maybe that was no, because that's always there. Those are always there. I don't know. I'm not sure if, again, if you guys, this is one of those tools that I don't really use myself. So if you guys know, let me know, because I would be very curious to hear, I'd be very curious to hear what that means, what that meant. Or maybe I didn't actually do it. To add get messages, toggle on post. Oh, it's only for Facebook. Okay, got it. Okay, so I'm just gonna publish it now. So we'll let it do its thing. All right, so it looks like it went in both places, and so let's check out Instagram. Oh, there it is. Well, cool. Okay, so that was pretty straightforward. I do like that they're having some like free video templates and things like that too. That's helpful because I mean, it's one of the reasons that I like using Canva so much when I do create my content, because I'm not a graphic designer. Most of us are not graphic designers, and sometimes it can be really overwhelming to feel like that overwhelm when we're just staring at a blank page and we're trying to be creative and come up with content. So I do like the ability to have templates and things like that. So that's cool that they're adding that in here as well. Okay, so we've got ads. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of using ads on social media, especially as a newer entrepreneur. I feel like that's one of those things where you're kind of just spending money to get better visibility, but there are tricks and things that you can do to organically get better visibility without having to pay for it. I sort of feel like ads and things like that are probably better served for people who have already achieved a certain level of success and want to, scale to the next level. That's my personal opinion and preference on that. Insights. Okay, we were already on this page. And then all tools. What is this? Oh, wow. Business feed. Also, we can interact with other professionals to inspire ideas. Oh, that's kind of cool. The inbox, the planner, posts and stories. Oh, is that what this one was? Yeah, okay. Advertising and ad manager and advanced managers and all of that. Instant forms. Manage forms and connect your CRM software for lead ads. Curious. So you can set up forms, and how do they handle? I'm sure Salesforce is one. Yeah. Salesforce for sure. What about Active Campaign? Yep. They've got that one. They've got Insightly, which is a pretty decent free CRM, or at least it used to be. I haven't used it in a long time. I wonder like where else. Oh, you can link it to Trello? Oh, guys, this might be a game changer. Because that's one thing that Canva cannot do is link well with Trello. I have to do all of that manually. So I may have to look into this a little bit further if they have forms that let you directly connect things to Trello, because I have created my CRM inside of Trello. So this I might have to come back to. I'd be curious to know if anybody else would be interested in that, because I'm not going to do that in this video because I don't feel like that's necessarily something that everybody's doing, or really the purpose of this video in particular. But let me know in the comments if you'd be curious about that. So if you don't know what a CRM is basically a customer relationship manager, and it can be done in a million different ways. There are a lot of really expensive options out there. There are a lot of free or, free for a while options out there. And then, you know, really, if you just kind of bear it back to the basics, you can kind of create your own, which is what I did inside of Trello. I created my own CRM, which is why I'm curious about this. But that's why I would like to know if anybody would like to or be interested in seeing how that works if when I'm playing around with that myself. And then it looks like you can also link to Excel and stuff like that. I'm guessing you could probably do Google, Google Drive, Google Sheets, Google. Okay, cool. Typeform too? No, no Typeform. Well, that's probably because they have their own forms and stuff. But that is kind of cool because forms are really key when it comes to growing your email list, and especially if you're doing it from or through social media, having a way to create a form that would directly connect your social media into your email marketing platform or your CRM, that's kind of huge. I did not know that this was here. So now I'm kind of curious. Let's see. Form type, more volume. So use a form that's quick to fill out or higher intent. So if you wanted to like really do market research kind of thing, you'd use something like that, I would assume, to make it more complex. It would take longer for people to fill it out, but you as the person putting the form out there would get a lot more out of it. Oh, I'm definitely going to come back to this. This is interesting. Might make me more curious about using Instagram for my business again if I could see its direct connection to growing my email list, which is where I primarily focus my energy. And then there was one that we missed as I was coming through here, this commerce page. So I'm curious about this because this is my personal account that got linked in here. And I'm curious to see, okay, add account. Oh, this is like Shopify, probably Etsy. Okay, so this is if your shop is literally on your Instagram or Facebook, which for some people, I'm sure that it is. Mine is not, so I wouldn't be able to play around with this very much because that's not how I sell. But you know what? As they add more and more features and they do more things, that's, you know, something that maybe I would consider in the future. So I would be curious to see if that's something that you guys are doing or something that you didn't know you could do with this either, and see what you think about it. So one thing I am going to check and test really quick, because this was actually the reason that this was requested in the first place, was I have a client and friend who was trying to use Canva to schedule her Instagram posts, and she had realized and noticed that Canva wasn't allowing her to do carousel posts on Instagram, which I do think is kind of weird because I would think that, you know, that's a kind of a common way of using Instagram these days. So you would think that places like Canva would have caught up to that, but not necessarily. It's not primarily their focus. So, but you can definitely see here that, okay, so let's grab that one again. And geez, I don't know what half of these things are. Sure, let's just grab 3 images. They're all going to be different shapes because they're not really meant for this. So your Instagram photos must have the same ratio. Okay, so it's cropping them. Can either manually crop them or they'll automatically crop them. Okay, so this one, let's go in and crop it because, well, it kind of already is a square, right? I mean, that seems fine. Oh, maybe it's too small. I don't know. Like, they're definitely different sizes, but they seem to all be square already. So I'm not really sure what else I could do to that. Okay, so then let's focus on how it would be on Instagram. So, so we've got 1 picture, 2 pictures, 3 pictures. Cool. And then just typing some testing, the caption. So then where, oh, there we go. Okay, so it's right there. It stays the same for all of them, which I mean, that's standard, right? And then if we wanted to schedule it, looks like, see, how do post to. This is where I would uncheck Facebook if I don't want it going to Facebook. Oh, and you can publish to your Facebook groups in here too. Interesting. I did not know that. So that's cool because I was using Canva to schedule into my Facebook group a lot. So it's good to know that this can be done that way as well. Now I kind of tend to either just post organically or because you can directly schedule into a Facebook group inside of Facebook. That's typically what I've been doing if I am scheduling like that. Cool. Okay, well, I'm going to take that out right now because I don't need that. And then let's see. So schedule posts need to be between 20 minutes and 75 days. Okay, well, there are people who schedule further out than 75 days, but that's not a practice that I normally would keep or recommend. So that's not a limitation. That's a big deal. And yeah, between 20 minutes. If you're going to do it sooner than that, then just publish now, right? So this is today. So let's just say we're going to do this tomorrow at 10:28. Looking at active times. Oh, okay. So this also gives you kind of a hint as to when your audience is most active so that you can post at a time when people are more likely to see it. That is cool. So there's a lot in here that other third-party apps don't have. But like I had said earlier, you know, when a tool is more native to what it's connected to or what it's scheduling into or posting to, then it is going to be able to have certain functionality that other third-party tools just don't have access to create. So that's cool. And then I would hit schedule if I was going to schedule it, but I'm not because this is not real. Anyways, yeah, this is very cool. I do really like this a lot. So I have to admit, I am pretty pleasantly surprised with the Meta Business Suite. Like I mentioned a couple of times, I'm not really as focused on Facebook and Instagram personally when it comes to my business platforms and content and things like that. But seeing that I could potentially impact or target multiple places in that simple of a way in one tool with all that kind of analytics and things like that is making me think about it. Especially, not gonna lie, the fact where it has the CRM and form capability that can link to Trello. That's pretty cool for me. So anyway, so couple of thoughts here. Don't really have a ton of negatives. I'm gonna say, like, I do feel like the back end of it is maybe it could be a little overwhelming. There's a lot of analytics that, you know, we didn't dive into very much, but sometimes when they're giving you so much information, if you don't know how to absorb it or what to do with it, it can be just a little bit extra and cluttered looking. But honestly, overall, I think a lot of good things about this. I think it's great that it lets you go in there and really spend focused time on business activities versus getting sucked into the social media traps of scrolling through the feeds or things like that, watching reels or all that. So I do think that's really cool. I definitely liked that little focused to-do list that they have so that you don't get sucked into all of the superfluous and fluffy notifications inside of Instagram and inside of Facebook, that it gives you just a place to go and kind of check those off the to-do list of these are the engagements I need to go back to and do something with. I also think it's great the additional functionality that they are able to provide because they are owned by the same company that owns those apps, right? Instagram, Facebook, Business Suite, they're all Meta. And so it gives them more access and more capability within each of the systems that allows you to do a lot more with a lot less. And I do like that for the most part, it seems to be completely free. Unless you're choosing to run ads and things like that, I didn't see anywhere where there was any kind of upgrade or fee situation that at least someone like me was going to run into anytime soon. So that being said, if you are focused on Instagram and focused on Facebook, specifically if you're just focused on social media in general, I would say I recommend. I think that this is a great tool to get you started with that, to help create consistency, to help you find a way to allow social media to be a part of your business strategy without completely running your life and taking over. So I think it's awesome. I'd love to hear your comments about it. If you're using this tool, let me know what you think of it. Let me know what you think of some of the newer features, some of the things that we were talking about. And if there's anything I mentioned that I wasn't sure how it worked and you know how it works, let us know in the comments, because I can tell that there's a lot available in there that at first glance, I don't see right away. So help us all out and teach us something about it. If you liked this video, don't forget to click that little thumbs up and subscribe, and click that notification bell as well so that you don't miss the next video when I release it. The online tools for your business do not need to be complicated and overwhelming. It's time to let it be easy.